We're going to introduce a couple people. Most of you know Susan Harden from RPF. If you don't, she's the one who prepared the draft vision plan, and she's going to be taking the input that you give today to put together the final plan that we'll go to public workshop and city council with. And John Rickenbach is with Sage Institute, and he is the firm that was hired to do the corridor study, so he's here to gather information as well in anticipation of beginning that process. So we're just going to go through the groups 1 through 7. They're going to give a presentation, and then the committees can ask questions and discuss, and then we can move on to the next committee, and then we can have an overall discussion at the end. So I will turn it over to Ron Anderson in group 1, which is the branding.
Morning. Ron Anderson. Buellton is emerging and transitioning itself to a better place to live, work, and visit. We're doing visiting like so many cities across the nation to give us a guideline into the future. Branding will be an important part of that process. Not only gives us an identity to be recognized for by tourists, but also creates a better feeling for those who live here, pointing out all of our assets in and around Buellton, 93427 zip code. This is the entrance from Solvang. This is our committee members that we had, a pretty large committee. Why brand Buellton? It's to promote a better lifestyle, a better place to live, a better place to do business, and a better place to visit. Objective, identified in public visioning workshops. Provide a consistent and clear city image. Develop a branding strategy. Hire a professional branding firm to develop a logo, a motto, a tagline, and methods of marketing. Create a community engagement officer. Either hire new staff or assign current staff to coordinate all city communications, coordinate outreach activities. Develop marketing and communications plans, ongoing consistent promotion of Buellton, business, light industry, tourism, communication with residents. Objective 2, highlight and celebrate Buellton's unique offerings and heritage. Create a comprehensive list of historical landmarks, historical collections, points of interest, businesses, industry, agriculture, and specialty items. Hold festivals and events, celebrate Buellton's heritage, promote local resources, business, agriculture, and tourism. We should have an annual signature event. Buellton is changing. No longer is it simply known as the home of Pea Soup Andersons or Servicetown, USA. Buellton must create a new brand in order to stay competitive, have a vibrant downtown district, attract new businesses, attract new light industry, and attract new tourism. Committee input for branding consultant, geographic area, targets for a brand, key assets of the area, primary liabilities, repositioning, not reinventing. Key assets. We're a central location in the middle of the county. We're in between the Appalachian, the Santa Rita Appalachian to the west, Vandenberg Air Force Base to the west, Solvang, tourism that comes through the valley, and we're right in between Santa Maria and Santa Barbara. It couldn't be in a better location. We have easy access to major highways. We have a rural setting. I still haven't figured out where this picture's taken. We have hiking trails. We have the San Ynez River, which unfortunately we don't get to use very often. But maybe we'll get some access down there eventually. When I grew up, the river was wide open, and it was a playground for all of us. But that was in the 40s. Recreation, we have big recreation. Right now there's 1,800 bicycles riding through our town, which is a great, great asset. They're staying in our hotels, And they'll just come and they'll spend some money, they'll ride around our beautiful countryside and then go home. We have youth activity. We have historic areas. We have Mission to the west and a Mission to the east. We have fine restaurants, as we all know. The Hitching Post is famous by the movie Sideways. We have the local farming on Santa Rosa Road. We have farming to the north. We have farming to the west. We have a lot of agriculture. We have vineyards all over the San Ynez Valley. We're becoming very much similar to Napa. There's been some materials floating around that Napa has recently done visioning, and they rebranded themselves. I think that's a good example for us to follow. And we welcome new business. As you see here, the grand opening for the Valley Pet Store. Our primary liabilities: lack of a downtown district, lack of a theme, lack of a cohesive architecture would probably be good in the downtown area. Lack of a main attraction. Lack of pedestrian and bikeway paths. As you can see here, our famous lack of sidewalk area in 246, just before the Shell station. Scenes around Buellton. There's the famous piece of Anderson's. This is our downtown coming from the south, which we may one day want to put a sign on the north end of the avenue. Avenue flags, flying flags, RV resorts, a great amenity to have. It just brings a lot of income to the city, and it's a beautiful place. We have great schools. This is our training for emergency preparedness. There's one little no, there's a bunch of Austin. And here's a group of Harley-Davidson tourists. Here we are back in the river. Hopefully we'll get that access. There are some projects coming that there will be some land probably available in the future that we will be able to get an easement from, and that'll be good. We do have a nice theater, and nobody probably seen this happen, but we lost a bridge to the south, a bridge to nowhere, we call it. There was no water that ran under that bridge, and all of a sudden, the county came in $800,000, and they had to have a place for it. So they said, well, let's just get rid of this bridge. So there's now a new road there. I just threw that in. This was the dog festival, which was really a great event. We all worked very hard. That's our park. This is the Marriott. It's a wonderful place to have meetings, and they bring us a lot of income, TOT. This is our new golf course. It's starting to green up better than that now, so that's another recreation amenity, and it'll probably evolve into more than that. This is Firestone Walker Brewery, Big Roll Mountain Brewery, and Terravant wine facility. We have, talk about a new attraction in Buellton. That's a $20 million facility if you count all the equipment in there. And it's the state of the art. It's probably one of the top facilities in the nation. And that's in Buellton. So I think when we brand, it should be part of us. It's the wine culture that's happening. Summary of the committee's recommendation: Buellton must, pardon my eyes, Buellton must reposition, not reinvent its image, hire a professional branding firm, build on community assets, work to correct community liabilities, create community engagement officer to foster better communication, market Buellton to business and light industry. Thank you.
Any questions or comments? Susan, do you have anything you'd like to ask?
It was good. The only question I had, and this probably might come up later, is the community engagement officer versus, I think one of the groups changed the title to public information officer, and if there's a sensitivity one way or the other on what that position's called. You can always do a slash or something like that in the document, but I didn't know if there's any.
I think it's the same.
Somebody I know specifically changed from one of the groups, so either way, that was great.